Hello everyone. So for today's tutorial, I will be showing on how to implement a Google Map in Android Studio. As you can see, as I tested my application, so it seems working well. And later on, I will discuss on how to make this application. So first, we need to add the Gradle dependencies to import the Google Maps libraries in Android Studio. So we need to go to the project structure, then the app folder, and then we paste here the implementation that we are needed to import the Google Maps libraries. So reason why Gradle dependencies matter because without the correct dependencies, the Google Maps features will not work. So those Gradle dependencies carries the Google Maps library, which includes the Google Play Services Maps SDK. So we can load maps, marker, and location services nga atong magamit inig-implement sa Google Maps. The next one is handling permission in our manifest file. So as you can see, we have three permission: the access find location, the access course location, and the internet. So the question is, what's the difference between access find location and access course location? In Android, both access find location and access course location are location permission that you need to declare for your app's Android manifest file. So access core location, it is all about approximate location, so usually within 1 to 3 kilometers. So use case could be showing nearby stores or mga public market. Then while access find location, it shows the precise location. So it is when you need to find the exact location of the user. Best example for access find location are GPS, Wi-Fi, cell towers, and even Bluetooth. Now, why we need to request permissions at runtime? Runtime permission requests prevent apps from accessing private information without the user's knowledge. So this is to ensure that unauthorized app cannot misuse personal data, which helps protect users from identity theft, spying, or data breaches. Also, users have the full control over permissions, so they can grant permission, deny permission, or revoke the permission later anytime in their device settings. The third question is, what is Fuse Location Provider Client and why we need to use it in our Google Map application? So Fuse Location Provider Client is one of a Google Play Services API used to get the device current location efficiently and accurately. Why we use it? So it automatically chooses the best location provider for accuracy and power efficiency. It also simplifies code and you don't have to manually switch between GPS and network providers. Also, this provides faster and more consistent location updates other than the traditional location manager. Then the next question is, how do you add a marker on Google Maps? So a marker is a pin shown on the map to represent a specific location. For instance, a user's current location, a restaurant, a school, or any point of interest. So to add a marker in Google Maps for Android, we use the three main components. So first is the lat long, which is the short term for latitude and longitude. So this class stores the latitude and longitude of the location where the marker should appear. Then the second component is the marker options, where this is used to configure the marker such as the position, the title, the custom icon, or the snippet, or the short description. And the third component is the mmap.addMarker method, which means that this method adds the marker to the Google Map. So what is a lat long and what does it represent? So a lat long is a class in the Google Maps API used to represent a geographical point on Earth. So it stores a pair of coordinates that helps Google Map locate a specific place. So this coordinate pair includes: first one is the latitude, which shows how far north or south of a place is far from the equator. Then the second part is the longitude, which shows how far east or west a place is from the prime meridian. So in simple terms, lat long or latitude and longitude, it tells Google Maps exactly where a location is on Earth. So the next question is, how do you move the camera to a specific location? So to move the Maps view to a certain place in Google Maps for Android, you will use the Camera Update Factory class or library. So this library allows you to change where the map camera points and how far it zooms in or out. There are two main methods, the move camera method and the animate camera method. So in this code or in my app, I use the animate camera method because it smoothly animates the camera movement. Now the next question is, how do you enable zoom controls on the map? To show the zoom buttons on Google Maps in Android, you need to enable the zoom controls through the Maps UI settings. So what it does, it displays the zoom buttons, zoom in and zoom out on the map. For this question, what happens if location permission is denied? If the user denies location permission, then the app cannot access the device location. It means that any location featured of your app will not work. Since we're talking about Google Maps, an API key is important for it to work. So a Google Maps API key is required to access and use Google Maps services in mobile apps and websites. It acts as a unique authentication token that identifies your app to Google. In simple terms, no API key means no access to these features. So that's how you implement a Google Map in Android Studio. I hope you learned something. Thank you and bye.